Hey fabulous fam, just a friendly heads up before we dive in, this video's got some wild sunlit mood swings, unexpected interruptions, a sprinkle of colorful language, and a touch of marble mouth. But hey, that's all part of the fun, right? So grab your popcorn, buckle up, and let's ride this roller coaster together.
Hello my lovelies, time to get another question from the collective, from the cards, and see what today's reading is going to be about. And that was a total fail. So we're going to do that one more time. I've done this a few times already, but it's always good to show that I actually shuffled. So we're going to, there's 1, 2, and we just need one more, which would be great. One more card to give us an idea of the question we're looking for. Here we are. Jump right out. Join the party. All right, so what we have, what we're dealing with today is the 9 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. That's cool. So we're going to figure out what the question is today. So one thing I like to do after I pull 3 cards, well, let's talk about the energies we kind of have here and see how that adds. The 9 of Wands can be seen as a test of faith. It could be seen like, you're not going to break my will, I'm going to continue to fight. The problem with that is that he has always got his guard up. He's battle worn. He's wearing a, I'll put these down for a second. He's wearing a bandage on his head, battle worn. You can also see it as, you know, you've got your support behind you, but you always feel like you're ready for a battle. It's that fight or flight, and you're always in fight. But it can also be, you know, a show of courage, can't break my spirit. Then we go over to the Page of Swords, and he's about mental agility. He's young. I say he. It can be a she. Don't need to genderize anything, but quick-witted, using your head. The swords is air. It's your mental thinking, knowledge. This young person is holding the sword, so they're truthful, they're direct. Again, quick-witted. And then we have the 2 of Swords. Again, it's a mental, she's holding 2, crossed her chest, and she doesn't see. It usually means a stalemate. You don't know which way to choose. You're at a crossroads. You're at a truce. It can also be denial. So we got a very positive in this reading. We've got 2 forces here that maybe we're going to be dealing with. But so what we're going to do, I'm going to do, I like to see the energy of this. So we've got the 8th house, we got Sagittarius, and we got Mars. Quickly, I kind of see where that energy is going. When we look at, especially Sagittarius and Mars, these 2 together, they are driven to stir up things. They really, really get a kick out of doing mischievous things. They have a wild streak. They like to do things like protesting, or they like to go against authority. So already we can see this energy right here. Always up for a fight. There's always going to be another fight because you see injustices everywhere. It's a mental thing, so I can see where the Page of Swords is coming in. He's up for a righteous fight. He's quick-witted enough, and he knows that a lot of the fights could be like for truth, or there's going to be a nobility to these fights. You're doing it for the right reasons. But I think what this is also showing is that not only are you up for a fight, you're always up for a fight. possibly there's a decision to make, whether, like, do you always have to be doing that? And see, we even have the 8th house with Marble Mouth, the 8th house, which is also Scorpio's house. And Scorpio, or the 8th house, has a lot to do with secrets, transformation, endings and beginnings. I mean, it's got other things like death and taxes, and I don't think that has anything to do with here, since we have these two energies, Sagittarius and Mars. We're getting a better picture of possibly what the answer could be. What the question could be. So now we're going to, I want to pull a Urban Crow Oracle. Hello, we don't need that. To get maybe a little bit of a better idea. Hey, do you want to shuffle? Sure do. Better idea, maybe a little more information about what we're dealing with. Let me shuffle. Let's see if we can get a, as I always say, just give me one card. I'll take one. Maybe it'll give us a little bit of a peek into the direction of this question. They're not going to give it to me, so I'm going to take it. All right. That's a nice. And we have fear. Let's bring that over here. Because I have a glare here. Thanks, son. We have fear. That's interesting. Just on the surface, I could see where all these energies can be leading to this mentality. Let's look a little closer. So with this card, you have a scarecrow and you have the crow. And the theme is that the scarecrow is supposed to be there to scare the crows, obviously, scarecrow. And this crow took his fears, and now he realized that the scarecrow is nothing to be afraid of. And it's asking, do you have limiting beliefs that are keeping you from the things you want to do, things that would probably be potentially good for you? He's got the whole crop now that to himself. He seems to be the only one that has braved the fear and checked out the scarecrow. Fear, I can see, is really talking to the Two of Swords. The fear and the indecision holding you back. So we're getting a better idea of what the question will be. So now we're going to go over to these scandalous cards, which I had to go through and put things on them to cover up nudity and all the things, cartoon nudity that you can't have on YouTube, which is hilarious. And that was pitiful, so let's do it this way. This way, this way, this way. Grab a few more. So we're going to pick one of these cards, which is always adorable. These are called Archane BullSh, which Arcane Oracles is what I call them. They give a little message, usually right on the money, but we'll see for today what we're going to get. I just want one. We're going to take that one. Sticking right out there. Fantastic. We're also going to take a few Grateful AF cards. Well, no. I'm going to put it out there. I only want one. All right. I just want one and of course I get two. We've got swimming pools and whiskers. And let me just throw some crap around as I grab for these cards. There we go. Thank you. And we have be unfuckwithable. I'm sure you can find that in the dictionary. So if you notice that sometimes I turn this off, I have a cough today. I don't know if it's pollen or what, but I'm stopping it from affecting you. So what we have here is swimming pools, whiskers, and be unfuckwithable. A real word. Swimming pools. Getting to swim without having to worry about a shark or an orca eating you? Fuck yes. Fun fact. An indoor pool is also called a why? Natarium. Oh, I'll put the word here. Want to sound like Posh Spice? Just say, shall we meet in the terrarium? That sounds right. And have a dip. Okay, so we're thinking about fun and safety. We'll see where that goes. Whiskers. Think about all the varieties of whiskers. There's dog whiskers and fluffy cat whiskers, seal whiskers and porcupine whiskers. Even your grandpa has whiskers. Just the word whisker is awesome, all on its own. Say it a few times and try not to sound horny. Oh, God. Note, everyone sounds horny when they say whisker more than a few times in rapid succession. I am not saying that. In rapid succession. I think what this is trying to say, besides the rapidly saying whiskers, is that we all, animals and people, have a commonality of whiskers. That maybe our problems aren't so individual that maybe it is a common theme, not necessarily about whiskers, but how we share things with other beings on this earth. Problems, cute things, not saying whiskers 100 times. Be unfuckwithable. If you find yourself fucked with, take a moment to reflect on what part of you is out of whack and susceptible to being fuckwithable. Then check that shit with some self-love. When you're filled to the brim with love, nothing anyone says or does bothers you, and no negativity can touch you. You know what that makes you? A badass. A big O spiritual badass. Well, isn't that something? That is true. Fuckwithable. When you are sure of yourself, nobody can take that away from you. And the mystery card. Shall we look? Baseball goat. Which, of course, it always works out. Baseball goat says you may not be up to the You may not be up to the challenge, but you will do it, and someone will appreciate you for it. Thank you, baseball goat. So we got a lot of challenges here. We seem to be dealing with an energy of self-limiting fears, which is the Two of Swords. And isn't it funny that these two are basically mirror of the same the same stance of taking on a challenge. He's got a sword, or she has a sword, and the goat has a baseball bat. They are talking about being up for the challenge, which goes over here into always being up for a challenge. Possibly not feeling that you're up to it. Possibly always feeling like you're up to it. But there's a fear in there, and it's a limiting fear. Maybe realizing that everybody has a common belief, that you're not alone in whatever fear is putting you up to bat. So with all this information, we need to find a question. So I'm going to put these over here. This energy seems to be very much the Nine of Wands. So the question, I think, is more the Two of Wands, is a decision. So it looks like you're always willing and ready to do the right thing. You're willing and ready to fight or stand up for what you believe is right. We've got that 2 times here. Even though you might be battle-worn, you're still always ready to protect what you believe in, maybe protect people you surround yourself with. There's a fear here, maybe fear of making a mistake, or maybe standing up to putting your energy into the wrong fight. The swimming pools, it talks about safety, and that really can go with the Two of Swords. You want to do what's right. You want to do what's safe, what's good for everybody. I mean, like, if you're going to throw your kids in some water, it's better a pool than, out in the ocean. This is controlled. You want to be unfuckwithable, which can also speak to taking on the right fights, not being afraid of the fights. And it doesn't have to be a fight. It's just basically standing up for the right things, for the right people, and the decision how you're going to make that determination of which fight is worth your energy. Because you can't do every fight. Nine of Wands is saying you can't do every fight. So I guess you're looking for, not inspiration. You're looking for messages. Messages that tell you to pay attention to this right now. Pay attention to figure out which fight is going to be one that is the most advantageous for you and your energy. And deciding that, you may have to go past your fears. Get yourself out of the stalemate of deciding, is this worth my fight? Is this worth my time? I think that you need to pay attention to the messages that you are getting. So the question is going to be, hello, marble mouth there. What messages do I need to pay attention to right now? Right now. What messages do I need to pay attention to right now? I think that will be the question, the collective question in this. And thank you for helping me decide what the collective energy is in the cards today. And follow the link over to a video where I will be having 3 piles that you can choose from. And you can choose with the cards, with crystals, and with your zodiac. So meet me over there. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me work this out. Love that. Thank you so much.